Hello and warm welcome to SpiritSpeak, a place where we share all about the spirit world that is around and within us. And today we answer the most common question that we have, and that is, are you psychic? But first, I'm Cheryl Ray, a professional psychic medium and founder of Adelaide Mystery School. And I've done thousands of readings and tutored hundreds in psychic and mediumship development. Subjects that we'll cover in this first series are psychic and mediumship, auras, spirit guides, telepathy, psychic protection, dreams, signs, symbols. We'll show you how to do a flower reading and there'll be lots of guided meditations and information. The reason why many of us do not think we're psychic or don't know if there's a spirit world is because in our society, and in particular in the West, we focus on the left side of the brain. And in our education system and everything that we learn, we're using that side that's all about linear, active information. It's a male side and it's very organised. The side that we perceive spirit on, the right side of our brain, is like a sea of consciousness. It's where we dream, where we create art from. It's passive, it's receptive, and it's full of spirit. And so back to the most common question I'm asked is, are you psychic? And when we think about that, the way I like to look at it is, if you are in this world and you are alive, think of it that you have a physical body. You have an emotional body and emotions, and you have a mental body and thoughts. You also have a spirit body. You are a spirit being in a body. And this body, the spirit body, is made of energy. And it extends beyond our own physical into the oneness of all that is. And with this oneness of all that is your psychic ability. So if you are here and you have a physical body, you are alive and breathing, you are psychic. There is absolutely no room or doubt. Quantum physics even has come to the point of saying when you come down to the smallest particle, we are actually energy. Edgar Cayce, the most famous psychic of all time, and he's an American, there are museums in his honour. He once said, prayer is talking to God, meditation is listening to God. And so he well knew that one side of your brain is active and we speak and we ask and we organise. The other side of your brain, the meditative, the dreamy, the arty, the musical, the phasing out kind, when we just sit there and watch an ocean and forget the day going by us, that is the side where we receive from spirit. We've often had leaps in our own society from people using their intuition. Two famous scientists, Einstein and Tesla, very much used their intuition for some of the greatest breakthroughs we had in science. And they actually well document it in their biographies. And in fact, Einstein's theory of relativity came to him in a dream. So whilst they are educated and we need education and we need to live and we need to use the side of our brain to organise ourselves and all of that, some of the most major leaps, the most beautiful music, the most inspirational art and philosophy actually comes from that oneness beyond where we normally just think out problems and we have those aha moments. Actually, when you think of it, even artists, if you do art yourself and you want to be making something really special for somebody. There's another element to it that we'll talk about in the podcasts, and that is that, and I say it to my students, if you're wanting to do a reading, it's very hard to do it when you're in between taking out the rubbish, adding up the maths, feeding the kids. All of those general things are a completely different space to where you perceive spirit. And so if you're wanting to do the masterpiece in art or do a reading or music, it's about creating that space of harmony, of meditation, of just being in the certain space that you need of harmony with the one of all that is, and it just flows. You can think of it like, I say to my students again, if they're starting on a psychic reading and they're unsure, think of it like starting a dance. That you might go into the studio, you've got your clothes on, you've done all the things you normally do to be in the space to dance. And then as you stand there, you might not really know what you're doing, but you might just put your foot there. And Spirit actually has emphasised this to me themselves, that just start, just say it. Start with the first leg movement, then move somewhere else, then move somewhere else. And then you've got a rhythm, and then the dance starts to come through. The same with your psychic information and your connection to God, Spirit, Creative Source, Buddha, the divine, whatever you want to call it. It's all there and we can all perceive it. We just need to be in that space and not in the other side of our brain. There's one exercise you might like to try yourself to actually visually see spirit, and that's quite easy to do. If you go outside, lay on a lawn or a comfortable place, find a nice big tree and lay underneath it. Look up towards the tree and the sky. And initially, of course, you're focusing on all the leaves and the tree. But then just defocus and allow yourself to almost just have the tree in your vision, but not really specifically be looking at it. Just allow it to be there. And you might even wander off and gaze at the sky a bit, but just let yourself lay there, really relaxed. And you may start to see on the edge, normally at the most at the beginning, the beginnings of the aura, a light. It's normally sort of yay wide and comes up as a bit of a white light initially. And you'll notice that in the side of your vision. And that is you starting to see auras. The funny thing is, and I'll be interested to hear what happens when you do this, that often then when we look specifically, because we go, oh, I'm looking at an aura, and we look, it often disappears. So that's one of the funny quirks of psychic development. But you can do that exercise straight up today. The other thing that Spirit and I emphasize is that, it's the most innocent, childlike nature that helps us connect with all that is. It's not our adult, I'm a groovy academic or this or that or the other. It's just about that abandoned naivety and nothingness, and then it comes through. So have fun with it. The more you try and focus on spirit, the more it tightens the psychic muscle. And so of course you're sort of blocking it in a sense. So on the one hand, we have intent. On the other hand, we have that naivety, openness, fun. I'm just open to anything, whatever comes through spirit, I'd love to receive it. And lastly, before we go today, speaking of intent, that can be your mantra. And if you don't know what a mantra is, think of it as your main thought. Your intention is intent. if you begin this journey, all of it or little bits of it, whatever you wish to do, in the terms of spirit, intent is everything. So start today, look at the tree, the cat, whatever you want to focus upon, focus on people if you wish. But the main thing as you move forward is to have the intent to want to connect with spirit. And you know, spirit has this wonderful way of obliging. Synchronicity, dreams, something really out of the ordinary happens and you're thinking, oh my God, what's that? Signs, symbols. Spirit is communicating with us every day in many ways, but often through dreams, signs and symbols. So have the innocent thought, have the intent with spirit, say, I'd love to talk to you, and let it go. Have your day, enjoy your children, your life as it is, and at the same time be open with intent to receive the answer. And I'd love to hear how you go on that. And I invite you to enjoy our next podcast, which will be a meditation, a guided meditation on starting your spirit journey. Namaste.